like, you know, you joined the idol group. Were you like, I guess, ever interested or had an interest in like the idol culture of Japan before you decided to join? Or
I always loved watching idols, you know, like Bono, Boiis Kobo, and like just the Hello Project groups and stuff. I loved them, but it was like really never a career option. I didn't even think I could be one, you know. So like I didn't think I could be one, so it was never a career option. So yeah.
What do you think the appeal of being an idol is?
Appeal of being an idol?
Because I'm just trying to imagine, because obviously to our audience is very Western, and I think that a lot of people struggle to really understand the appeal of idols in like kind of a Western like perspective. And, like we don't really get it, even though they very much have their own version of it. In terms of the way that they do it in Japan, I think a lot of people, they don't really get it.
Yeah, I think when most people in the West hear the word idol, they think of like Japan or Korea. You know, or like some kind of Asian country. Whereas, like, you know, not to say that, like, you know, we had fucking Backstreet Boys back in the day, but
we definitely have it. It's just, it's like a different.
It's
flavor.
it's a different beast entirely. I
Even
feel.
like K-pop and J-pop, that like I feel like it's so different.
Absolutely.
Like I feel like
The
K-pop
fandoms are very, very different.
and K-pop is more like when you debut, like you need to be perfect. But in J-pop, it's more like they
Growing
want
with the-
people. They want people that's not well established, and like they want.
They want to see the glow up.
Yeah, they want to see the glow up.
They want to see the progression.
The more you look like a potato. So that's why like a lot of people say when you go into auditions, you should never dye your hair because like it should, you know,
Be
like,
natural.
as natural as possible.
Why?
Because they just like want to see you go from like a normal girl to like.
They want to see you in the
Are they-
purest form, right?
They're like done with you after you've crushed it. They're like, I'm done. I'm gonna find someone else who's.
I hope not. But yeah, that's
Okay.
Like I'm curious because, you know, especially in like idol culture, I guess marketability comes into a lot of plays, especially with the Japanese idol culture. Were you ever like, not like, were you ever kind of like, not pressured, but were you ever like kind of like given a kind of like a niche or a character to fulfill as your like public stage?
Well, I mean, they didn't really tell me to be like, you know, act really cute and stuff. Like, but I mean, they would tell me to not cuss, of course.
Okay.
Obviously.
You know, they were like, you know, watch your language and those kind of things. But I feel like our group isn't really as strict as, you know, it's not like act like this certain way.
I mean, that's very like, that's what you, in a lot of like Western media, we get told a lot of time from like journalism, whatever. It's so tough, it's so strict. You know, you have to do this, you have to do X. It always seems like that. But I mean, that's great to hear.
Yeah, I feel like, especially groups with Akimoto Yasei-san, like rather than him producing you, it's more because there's so many girls. It's like how you can produce yourself. You know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He's like, I'm not taking care of all you motherfuckers.
Like we gave you
you do you.
It's literally like we gave you the chance, you know, like we gave you the stage. Yeah. So whoever can like blossom on their own, like.
I mean, that makes way more sense than being like, you should be this character because we think it'll work.
Yeah.
So that was actually one of the reasons why I started Twitter as well.
Right.
Our group, we weren't gonna have any social media at first. But I was like,
don't you mean X? Actually, come on now.
I'm sorry.
Because like I was doing a little bit of research on you, and I saw that like, you know, now you have quite actually, you know, not only a large fan base in Japan, but also in a lot of English-speaking countries as well, obviously, because now everyone knows you can speak English. And I heard that one of the big reasons why you got a big English fan base is because you were memeing a little bit on Twitter.
Yeah.
You're a little meme star on Twitter.
So I really respected Sugita Tomokazu-san.
Yeah.
And Gintama.
You literally looked up to the biggest memester in the voice acting community. Like.
So, you know, I just wanted people, I didn't want to use like social media as like advertisement. I wanted it to be something that would brighten somebody's day, you know? Like I wanted it to, so.
If only everyone
which
thought
turned
that
out to be an amazing decision.
Thank you.
Because I think I discovered you through either your Twitter or your YouTube. Because there weren't like, you know, back when you first became an idol, there weren't a lot of, I don't know if there are like any other idols that spoke English in a Japanese idol group. So kind of like you, I think for you just bridged the gap, especially for Western audience, to like kind of like make it more approachable.
Not to mention you had that like almost personality gap as well of like, you know, in Nanabun no Nijuni, you had, you were the idol girl, right? Playing playing the role in the group. And then meanwhile over on Twitter, you're like, memes, and I think just like that almost like disparity between the two personalities was just like, oh, that's actually kind of dope. That's like, she can be an idol girl, but also be a memester.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
I feel that's how it worked out. But like, how did you like, I guess, when you decided to start the Twitter, like, and you started to like, post memes and, just be you, like, how did that reception, I guess, like come about?
Well, like I said, a lot of idol groups from Akimoto Yasushi-san, it's how you produce yourself. And when the first single came out, I was in the very third lane of the new single, and it was pretty obvious I was not the favorite, like group's favorite.
Right.
And so
There's politics on the song.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it would have been fine if it was just me,
Right.
because it's like, like more people not seeing me, the better. But it was my character too. Like,
Right.
if I was in the third line, that means my character was also in the very back, and I didn't want that. Like, I wanted her to shine. So I took dancing lessons, and to get better at dancing, and then go to the front line, and then also I was like, how should I get more fans? And I knew I couldn't really make a lot of friends in person, but I had a lot of friends online back in America. So I was like, you know what? I'm probably better on the internet. So, so I was like, I don't think I can get a lot of fans during the live. So can I just like have my own like internet section?
Just get a lot of followers.
Yeah. So that was one of the reasons why I started. I was like, I can't really show my personality in person because I get so nervous. But online, it's like total different me.
Yeah.
It's like it's easier to talk and everything. So,
Right. You said that you like kind of mentioned, don't cast or anything like that.
Yeah.
How much freedom do you get with like the online stuff and the online content that you do?
For Twitter, it's literally you can post anything you want. I mean, unless it's like really political and stuff. But for my YouTube
Be the
videos,
first idol politics.
but for my YouTube videos, I have to show my like staff members first.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was one of the reasons why my YouTube video right now, my subtitles have nothing to do with what I'm saying.
What do you mean?
Like, for instance, if I'm saying konnichiwa minasan and like like hi everyone, my subtitles would be like, today's the worst day of my life.
Wait.
What? You've got to
On purpose?
On purpose.
Wait, do you put the subtitles on?
I put the subtitles.
Oh my God.
Wait, why do you do that?
You're such a villain. I love it.
I just really like dark humor, and it's just like self-deprecating jokes is how I cope with my life.
That's very American of you.
But when I do it in Japanese, like my manager stops me, like my whole entire management team stops me, being like, stop.
That's so giga brain that you can keep the Western audience like amused with what they love.
Yeah,
so keep the Japanese
so the
side
only
happy.
only way I can like go past them is if I write it in English.
Right.
Because like, how are they going to check?
What are you going to do? Read English?
How are you going to know what I'm saying?
You are like absolutely like limit testing like the idol like industry.
This is like 5-head right now.
That's so gigabrain. I love that.
Everything you've done sounds like a subversion of every expectation.
I want to start doing that, but with Japanese subtitles. Just being like, hey guys, we're here right now doing this video, and in Japanese, just like koroshite kure. That's such a good idea.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You do these for your tweets as well.
Yeah, for my tweets as well.
Oh wait, so you tweet out both in Japanese and English?
Yeah, for the Japanese part, be like, ohayou gozaimasu, like, kyou mo yoroshiku onegaishimasu, with like a heart emoji.
Yeah.
And the English part would be like, why did I wake up today? Like, the nightmare starts after I wake up.
Do they not see the translation? Are they not?
It's like,
there's a translate tweet button. It's right there.
Don't tell them that.
Oh, shit, sorry.
They
it's
do.
like Google Translation,
They
so
do- yeah,
it's a mistranslation,
Yeah.
They do, but then when they're like, why are you tweeting this? I'm like, that's a mistranslation. Like, why are you believing the AI?
It's like a pun. No, that goes hard in English.
Yeah.
People don't want to know
Yeah,
about
I'm
that.
like, the joke's really hard to say in Japanese. Like, don't believe that.
Holy fuck, you're like the Kira of the idol industry, dude. Like, you're just like subverting everyone's expectations. That's crazy.
What the heck?
That's so funny. Okay, now that I'm hearing that, I can totally see why, all the English speakers were like, this chick's hilarious.
If Oshinoko had this story, I'd be way more interested. I'm just saying, okay? This is so interesting. This is so fascinating. I mean,
That's so cool.
every single chance you've had to be able to push it or nudge it, you're like, I'll try it.
Yeah.
Why not?
That's great.
Fuck
I
it.
mean, that's good.
Have you seen Oshinoko?
Oh,
Oh,
Oshinoko. Yeah.
yeah.
I thought you said ocean something.
Oh shit, sorry.
Like, what is
British,
that?
isn't it? Sorry, fuck.
Oshinoko, yeah.
Do you feel like it's
How accurate?
I mean, the part where, the very first episode, where the producer's like, oh, because they're a big, from this
Yeah.
group, I don't even know who they are. I kind of relate to that.
Yeah.
I feel
Right.
like a lot of people are like, oh, welcome, because of, the big agency.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I kind of feel that as well. So I relate to
Yeah.
it, and I get scared.
Do you- do you-
I get scared.
I didn't see the second half of the first episode.
Yeah.